Hello everyone, welcome to part 12 of my video series featuring Build the Millennium Falcon by Agostini. Today we are going to have a look at issue 21 and issue 22. I have the parts, or the bags with the parts, right here on my table. And here are the magazines and an overview on the back here of what's to come. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is just crack open issue 21 here and we'll have a look at what's inside. As you can obviously see or tell, there seems to be a rather big piece coming with this particular issue. So I'll just get rid of issue 22 for now, and we're gonna have a look at the parts inside here. So just hang on. Okay guys, so here are all the parts from issue 21. And as you can see, the main attraction is this big piece here. It's just one big solid piece. And I think it's the biggest piece that I've gotten so far with any of the issues that I've opened up yet, which is pretty cool really. If you know the Falcon, you basically know or can identify pretty much where this is supposed to go. Obviously, the Falcon has these things on both the left and the right, and on the top and on the bottom of the main dish. And we actually got a piece or two pieces that go together and form something very similar to this previously. Actually, it was some of the very first issues of the build. These two pieces here, and they fit together like this, and then they basically form the same piece, more or less. So yeah, they are supposed to go like this from the center of the Falcon. I think it's something like this, and you basically get a sense of the size now, so that's pretty cool. The weathering is slightly different on this new piece here compared to the older ones, but it doesn't really matter since I'm gonna repaint everything anyways. So that's a pretty cool piece that we got. There's supposed to go a lot of planned on details on this later on, but yeah, we'll get around to that. Other than that, we get 3 small bags. One of them contains those black fixing screws for the framework. One contains a single 2-hole connector for the frame, and then we get a single 4-hole connector for the frame. Basically, we also got this in the previous episode. Then we get a single piece for the framework. This is an angled piece. And it's supposed to go underneath this one actually, somehow. But yeah, it's just a single piece, so there's really not much to report on that account. And lastly, we get this sprue here. And this sprue contains more of those cushions for the interior of the Falcon. These are supposed to line the hallway that we talked about last time. Actually, I'm just gonna pull out the instructions so you can see for yourself. This is just an overview of what you get, and then basically it goes on with the passageway that we saw in my previous video. So you get some of the bigger cushions that are supposed to line the interior of the hallway or the passageway. So yeah, it's pretty cool actually, and again, if you know the interiors of the Falcon, you are able to recognize what's going on here basically. But that's basically also everything that we get with issue 21. It's a pretty simple issue actually. There's no assembly of the framework yet. And I am, as I've mentioned before, holding back with assembling the interiors because I still am considering to do some painting of that. But we'll see about that later on. So next up is issue 22, which we also have here. And from a glance, it actually also looks pretty simple, but just give me a split second, I'll get the parts out and we can have a closer look at what comes with issue 22. But before we get to that, I'll just have to pack up and store all these parts from issue 21 first. So give me a split second. Alright, so here are the parts from issue 22, and it's very, very simple really. And it's not really exciting, so to speak, because, well, basically, you get a similar sprue as we saw with issue 21. So you get more of these cushions that are supposed to go inside the passageway. We talked about that already. We get part of the bottom framework. This is called BF25. So we are getting a few more bits for the framework, and I bet it won't be long until we actually start expanding just a bit more on that. But for now, there isn't any assembling in that regard. And finally, we get 3 more bags. Again, we get some black screws. Those are for the framework. We get the 2-hole connector for the framework and a 4-hole connector for the framework. So it's basically the same recipe going on here, and there's not really much to talk about, honestly. I'm just keeping these sprues in their bags for now until the point comes when I'm actually gonna, well, paint them and attach them and assemble the interiors. And well, the framework, I'm looking forward to expanding that, because that's, at this time in my build, it's the most tangible piece that I'm working on, so you can actually get an idea of the size and how it's coming along. But I bet in one of the coming issues we'll get even more framework parts, and then I hope that we'll be expanding that bit a bit more. Just for the heck of it, because I feel we have a bit more time this time around, let's just have a look at issue 22 of the magazine, and actually just have a quick glimpse through and page all the pages of the issue, just so you get a sense of what's going on here. There's a lot of basic information. Again, there's like a breakdown of one of the shuttles here, the Imperial Passenger Transport Lambda class shuttle, and some basic info. It's pretty cool, kind of fiction here, science fiction really. Some more articles, artwork, images and stuff. The history of Polis Massa, I don't know what that is. The remote asteroid system of Polis Massa is located in the outer rim on the edges of the subterral sector. So yeah, some biography, some archaeology even. It's pretty simple really. Mustafa, that's the planet we all know from the movies. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's lots of reading material going on in these magazines here. It's pretty cool really. It's a nice addition to the experience of building this model here. And yeah, then we get to the instructions. This is the overview of what you get in terms of parts from this issue. Again, this is the attachment of the cushion pads to the interior, to the passage tube here. And yeah, that's basically it. That basically wraps up issues 21 and 22. Nothing much going on here really. Quite simple, and I'm just gonna keep these things in a safe location. And I think my next video will follow this one very closely, because I feel that we need to kind of make a progress here. So yeah. Anyways guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. And of course, if you liked it, leave me a like. If you didn't like it, leave me a dislike. Subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section just below. Thanks a lot for watching guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next video.